Hello everyone, good day. My name is Randolph Ashe De Leon of N1 BSHM1A. I am assigned to do a research about various cultural modes of communication that the newly hired employee should remember before working in a high-demand country. What country is in demand in hospitality services? When I was searching, Australia is one of the most in demand in hospitality services. Australia is a country in Oceania, bordering the Indian Ocean and the Southern Pacific Ocean. Australia is comprised of mainland Australia, the island of Tasmania, and several small islands in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. The terrain is mostly new plateau with deserts. Captivating facts on Australian history. Australian socialists sailed from Sydney Harbour to start a new Australia. In the heart of Paraguay, destined to be a utopia of equality, fairness for workers, and communal living, Australia became independent from the United Kingdom in 1942. However, it remains part of the British Commonwealth with Queen Elizabeth II considered their head of state. General Australia facts for everyone. Why does hospitality management are in demand in Australia? Tourism has been identified as one of Australia's high-growth sectors over the next 2 decades, while employment in the hospitality sector is forecast to grow considerably over the next 3 years. Taken together, the two sectors make up one of our most important industries. If you enjoy meeting new people and trying new things, you'll be amazed at the career choices available to you in this dynamic and exciting industry sector. Here are the example of verbal and nonverbal communication in Australia. Let's start with verbal communication. First, direct communication. In Australia, communication is more direct and functionally purposed. Criticism can be delivered virtually in order to remain polite and avoid conflict. Next is accent. Most Australians have the unique ability to swap quite easily from a strong Aussie accent to speech that sounds more refined. Next is slang. Australians speak slang spattered throughout their speech. The relevance or understanding of certain slang words varies between age groups and areas, but Australians frequently shorten any word that seems overly complicated by using diminutives. Next is self-deprecation. Australians are quite self-deprecating in conversation in an effort to come across as humble, honest, and relaxed, but about themselves. That being said, avoid finding jokes too funny. Adamantly agreeing to their self-deprecating comments are this can becoming insulting. Next is humor. Humor is used in much Australian communication, so much expect some light-hearted joking in most conversations. Jokes or situational circumstances are often used to lighten moods or approach difficult topics. Next is swearing. Swearing is more common in Australia than in many other cultures. It is normal to hear an Australian swear at some point during a conversation. Lastly, silence. Australians sometimes grow up uncomfortable when social chat is punctuated with long period of pause silence and will therefore try to fill the gap with conversation. Nonverbal. First, eye contact. Eye contact should be maintained directly as it translates sincerity, trustworthiness, and approachability. However, it is important to break eye contact intermittently as holding it for prolonged periods can make Australians feel uncomfortable. Next is personal space. Australians usually keep about an arm's length distance between one another when talking and sometimes a little extra between men and women depending on how well they know each other. Physical contact. People tend not to touch one another much during communication unless they are close friends. Women tend to be more physically affectionate with one another than men. Next is pointing. Australians point with their index finger, however, it is considered rude to point directly at someone. Instead, they should be indicated verbally. Next is obscene gestures. Raising one's middle finger or making the V sign with one's palm facing oneself is considered very rude in Australia. Lastly, beckoning. Australians beckon people by waving them over with their palm facing up. Here are some things to keep in mind from a freshly hired employee. That's all. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.